Hello, Geek Speak Monday Night Live yet again.
It is. We're coming to you live from Casa de Ginge. And look, to the people who said that our thing was backwards last week, it's been corrected.
It's the right way around again.
And so is the on-air sign. So we're kind of like we were backwards. We were Bizarro Geek Speak last week, right? Bizarro Todd, Bizarro Ginge.
Just don't mention this one here.
Yeah, Ixnay on the logo.
They can't see it.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk about a few things tonight. Obviously, the big thing that I want to talk about straight away, Logan, the new Red Band extended Red Band trailer.
My sisters convinced one of their co-workers that it was a drama trailer, that she should watch it because it's a coming-of-age movie, and it's all about, like mortality.
That's one way of describing it. But I'll tell you what, how freaking awesome was that? Now, not safe for work. We did post that. I posted on my Kaboom page as well.
Such a great trailer.
X23, and anyway, can't wait to see that. That's going to be fantastic. If you haven't checked us out, go along, scroll back through our page, and you'll see the link for it. Now, I have not seen the Power Rangers trailer. I was never a big Power Rangers fan.
Oh my God!
Explain. What's it like?
Wait, you know what? I wasn't really holding out much hope for it.
Yeah.
When I saw the original trailer.
Yep.
But now, holy shit!
Is it going to be one of them movies? As a bloke who never ever got into Power Rangers, should I go along and see it on the big screen?
I reckon it looks like a lot grittier version of what the Power Rangers were back in the 90s.
It's got Walter White playing the bad guy, hasn't it? Bryan Cranston?
No, he's their leader.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like a bad guy or something.
No, he's the good guy. He's the one that gets them all together.
See, I don't follow Power Rangers. Actually, going by, so you've seen it. You're a bit of a fan. Trailer. What would you give it? 5, super fucking awesome, and 1 is nah. What would you give it?
You know what? About a 4.5.
4.5 from Ginge.
It really feels like a very modern interpretation, but hasn't lost a lot of what was part of it.
Going back to Logan, if we were to rate it, it's a solid fucking 6 out of 5. That's how good Logan is. It looks fantastic.
Jason Gibbs, thanks for joining, man.
Good to see you, Gibbo. Now, what else do I want to talk to you about this week? Things about movies. We'll talk about TV, actually. TV first. Witchblade. Now, 2001, 2002. It ran for 2 seasons, the original Witchblade TV series.
Yancy Butler was playing
Butler.
She was, in this version, she was a New York cop.
Sarah Penzini.
Who gets
I think I said that right.
But they just had the gauntlet in the television
She didn't
show.
go the full costume?
No.
That's a bit risque for TV, even back then. But it depends on how they do it, because they are apparently going to do a TV series. Matt Hawkins and, of course, co-creator Mark Silvestri, legendary Image co-founder, are on board doing this series. They're going to help write it or create it or whatever else. So I'm keen to see it. I think it's fantastic to see more kick-ass female characters on the small screen as well as the big screen.
Top Cow Productions,
Top Cow Productions. And I mean, I've never really read much Witchblade myself. It intrigues me. I always go, I'm going to pick that up one day, probably in retirement. Because I got a pile of reading at home like this.
Top Cow Productions, when they had all their comics coming out, I thought they were the coolest productions.
They still do. And I tell you what, they produce a lot of fantastic books. Sunstone by Stepan, I think I pronounced this right, it's Croatian, okay? And my Croatian is shit. Stepan Sejic and his wife Linda Sejic. Now, I've had so many people pick up Sunstone. It's a bit of a risque book, It's a little bit of BDSM and all that kind of thing, but it's a romance story. This sounds weird, me trying to describe it like this. But seriously, anyone who's ever read Sunstone, if you haven't, pick it up now. Originally, Stepan Sejic released it through his DeviantArt account because he was going through a bit of a creative burnout at the time. So he'd been doing a lot of stuff for Witchblade. He'd done Ravine, Aphrodite, Witchblade, all those kind of books. Suffering a bit of burnout, and he kind of went, I need something different. So he'd been doing these kind of sketches, like, these 2 girls hooking up in a BDSM relationship. And they've got a mass following. So he released it. He thought, I'm going to pull it all together into a tale. And he published it all via his DeviantArt account. And that's how I first stumbled across it and read all these people were talking about. I think Bleeding Cool did a link to it one day and was talking about it. I followed it and I read it and I thought, holy hell, this is actually really, really good. And people were calling for ages, release it as a book. And Stepan Sejic was like, no,
you can get it for free.
No one will buy this. Matt Hawkins at Top Cow turned around and was like, yes, come on, we'll publish this and we'll bring it out. 5 volumes. 5th and final volume came out last week. So it's available in your comic book stores. Look, pick up Volume 1. Check it on out. It is a fantastic series, Sunstone. But that is brought out by Top Cow. So it was a long-winded way of getting back around to about Top Cow. Yeah, they still produce a ton of great books today.
While we're talking about movies and television shows, movies, Shamalama Ding Dong has brought out...
Because we can never pronounce his name. It's like Benedict Crumples.
M. Night Shamalama Ding Dong has released his long-awaited new film.
Now, this is the one that's got James McAvoy in it. Who plays Professor Charles Xavier. And he was also... What was he at? Was he Wanted? He was the kid out of Wanted, yeah.
When he bashes Star-Lord across...
Yes! Yes, Chris Evans, yeah.
Now...
No. What's his name? Chris Pratt. Yeah, I'm going to get shot. Someone's going to have a crack at me on there. I bet you. About me just stuffing up that name.
Anyway, Shamalama Ding Dong's... His new film is gone gangbusters. And in return, the production companies of Hollywood have all gone, you know what? You can actually make movies again. So
it's not literally like he has a license that they take away going, you had a stinker, no more movies for you.
Which they probably should
have.
They probably
fucking would. But it's taken Mel Gibson years to get that license back, hasn't it? Just don't say sugar tits. Okay?
Well,
don't say it.
I saw a gift card the other day.
Yeah.
And it said, happy birthday, sugar tits.
No way.
And I'm like, Mel Gibson called someone that and lost his entire career.
Did you buy it to put away for my birthday in September? I bet he did.
Anyway, Shamalama Ding Dong is going to be doing a sequel to one of his most famous movies.
Yep.
Unbreakable.
Ooh, that is a personal favourite of mine, actually. I really, really do like it. But does it need a sequel? Who was the kid in it? Was that Haley Joel Osment or whatever?
No.
Who was the kid in it?
I can't remember.
Anyway, because
Bruce Willis was a superhero in it.
If it is Haley Joel Osment or whatever his name is, he ain't going to look like that kid no more.
No.
Did you see him in the Entourage movie?
No.
He got fat. That kid is fat.
You saw him in Tusk.
Yeah, he's fat and Tusk as well.
You saw him in Yoga Hoses.
Speaking of Kevin Smith, he has directed and finished wrapping a Batman 89 Tim Burton themed episode of the Goldbergs. So I can't wait to see that when it comes out. And do you see the crew all dressed up as James and everything else for the rap party?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Yes, you got more movies?
Well, I was just going to say, the rights for the Terminator series will revert back to James Cameron.
You had to explain this to me the other day. I didn't realise that James Cameron actually created Terminator.
He created Terminator, come up with the idea and everything. So he was involved in the first one and the second one, and hasn't been a part of it since.
Can I be honest and tell you a little something? I've never been a fan of Terminator.
You suck. You suck.
I get that all the time.
So bad.
I get that all the time. I've never, ever gotten into the Terminator stuff.
You are such a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll leave it at that then.
James Cameron gets the rights back next year.
Yep.
And is planning to make a sort of bookend to the series rather than try and launch a new trilogy.
This is the same James Cameron who reckons he was going to do more Avatar.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
He's still working on them.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's going to be working on them
back then.
until for the next 10 years.
Really? So he's using technology now that's going to be outdated then? Or is he creating new technology that he's going to then release the movie and go, look what we did it on?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
I'm confused. Has anyone got a DeLorean? We could go back and work out what the fuck I just said.
Anyway, so James Cameron is not going to direct the new movie. He wants the director of Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'd be keen to see that. I would honestly be keen to see that. Did you see the little picture of Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and
James Bond himself, Pierce
Brosnan? He might be your James Bond, but Daniel Craig is my James Bond.
Oh, you're what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Daniel Craig all the way.
You know
but anyway, there was a rumour that possibly Pierce Brosnan playing Cable.
I can't really see that happening, dude.
You can't?
Not
a fan?
Pierce Brosnan
giving me much here.
Pierce Brosnan isn't much.
He's never been an action fan.
Yeah,
like
but
an
he's not
action
a badass
guy,
type character.
No. He played a good Bond and everything else,
Yeah.
but he was more suave and kind of I'm James Bond.
Way more suave than old Shorty Shorts coming out of the water man.
He's picking on Daniel Craig.
Hey, the shoe fits.
Daniel Craig?
All the trunks.
Craig Daniel. What's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. This is what happens when you drink on a Monday night and then go to a live video. Anyway, he is my Bond. I've loved him in all the Bond films he's done, apart from Quantum of Solace. But that wasn't actually, that was just the film in general when it first came. Remember, I hated that film when it first came out, and I went back and watched it a couple of years ago, and it's actually pretty fucking good when you go back and watch it again.
It's not about oil. It's not about oil.
No, it's not about oil.
It's about water.
Yeah.
They're stealing water.
Which, when you think about it, put it in today's context, yeah, I can see that shit happening. What else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about Super Sons, comic book stuff now.
Yeah.
Right? Because Super Sons is coming out from DC Comics. It's out on the 5th of February. So probably a day later in most Australian comic book stores. So
okay.
6th of February.
Okay.
Now, it's going to be written by Peter J. Tomasi. Now, he's been doing a lot of stuff on the new Superman book, the regular Superman book, and I've been fucking loving that. That's really, really good. Now, I can never pronounce this guy's name, and I really don't want to be, offend him, but I'm going to try it anyway. Would you say that is George or Jorge Jimenez?
No, I'm not.
I just got that. Jorge, or George, however you want to pronounce it, Jimenez is the artist on Super Sons. I'm going to get a lot of caliber.
It's like Jesus and Jesus. The J is a H.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's Jorge. Jorge Jimenez. Anyway, I really apologise.
No,
if it's just George and George ever sees this, I really apologise. I'd love to know how to pronounce your name correctly. Anyway, he's the artist. And from the little preview I have seen, this book looks fantastic. Now, it pits Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, so Lois and Clark's son, together. So these two boys have to learn to team up and work together. And we saw a little bit of that in, there was 2 issues. Don't quote me, I think it was Superman 10 and 11. I could be wrong on those issue numbers. Only a couple of months ago. And so Clark and Bruce are teaming up to get the boys to work together, and it was so freaking, because John is very much, his father's son. He's a farm boy, and he's very trusting, whereas Damian Wayne is just a dark little shit. And they have to team up to work together, and so they're spinning it out into a book called Super Sons. And number 1, like I said, 5th of February in the US, it hits shelves. And look, that's going to be my Geek Speak pick. Pick it on up. It's going to be a great. Peter J. Tomasi writing it. He's been nailing it. Everything I've been reading of his lately, especially his Superman work, and even going back, he did a lot of work on. I think it was Green Lantern Corps back in the day. In Rebirth. Well, he's a fantastic writer. So pick it up, give it a try. I reckon it's going to be a hit, this book, and it's great to see these two young characters having to work together. The dynamic is fantastic. Yeah. Yep. So that's my comic thing for you. I have got a copy to read this week of Monsters Unleashed. Now, remember my rant last week about Marvel? I had a little bit of a rant about Marvel. Well, yeah, I had a couple of customers say, read Monsters Unleashed and let us know what you think. So I'm going to read it this week and let you know next week. I was slack on the weekend. I was going to read it then, didn't get around to it. That and the fact that I just feel like reading Marvel.
G'day, Jason. He's telling us that it's actually pronounced Jorge.
Jorge?
Jorge?
Jorge. Jorge. I told you it was Jorge Jimenez. It sounds horribly racist when you say it like
Wouldn't
that.
Wouldn't the H then be silent? Jimenez?
I don't know. But anyway, pick it on up. Anything else you want to talk about, Ginge?
People have just been talking on the net this week about Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And
cops a lot of hate Batman Forever, but it wasn't such a bad film.
Yeah, in the scope of things, this wasn't as bad as Batman and Robin.
Looking back,
we should do that. So they've been talking about it.
You know this shit goes live. We don't edit it, right?
Just ixnay on the edit nay. They've been talking about Batman Forever and the edits that we never got to see.
Yes.
The studio cut the heck out of it, much like how they cut the heck out of Superman Batman recently. And there is an entire edit that we've never seen. And what guys have been doing have been cutting the special features of DVDs and placing it back in the film. We always remember seeing in the music film clip all these parts that were never actually in the film. The bat must die and
based in Arkham Asylum
at the beginning. So on the DVD you can actually watch that beginning bit of them in Arkham Asylum, and then finally you see the bat must die and Two-Face has escaped. So
I did look.
I'd love to see that.
I would love to go. I'd like to go back and watch it myself. I have always had a soft spot for that film. Batman and Robin, on the other hand, was a gigantic stinking pile of shit. And George Clooney really did ruin the franchise. Well, him and Joel wasn't by himself. I mean, the only redeeming thing for that film, and I seriously mean this, hand on heart, the only redeeming thing about Batman and Robin was Alicia Silverstone in that Batgirl costume.
I thought you were going to say the only one.
Even the car shit.
The only one camera angle of that movie was when the camera comes down as she's suiting up.
Oh yeah. And as a young teenage guy, I watched that over and over again. That was a fantastic shot. The car was shit in that film. At least with Batman Forever, that car was pretty fucking cool. It was a cool car.
Well, I'm just saying that, there was no top on the Batman and Robin Batmobile.
Yeah, and Mr. Freeze could have easily just and just frozen him.
You're not taking me to the cooler.
Oh God!
There's an edit of all Arnold Schwarzenegger's bad one-liners.
Sweet Jansen as fucking. Sadly, he's dead now. But Sweet Jansen as fucking Bane in that film, it just sucked balls. Seriously, did. But you know what? Batman Forever. One of my other highlights of Batman Forever, right, was Nicole Kidman as Chase Meridian.
Yeah, there
was another chick who got cut. Who stuff all ended up on the cutting.
Elle Macpherson.
Elle Macpherson. That was right. No, it was a Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman and Robin.
Oh, I take it back.
Yeah, she was the love interest in Batman and Robin. Because the Australian was Nicole Kidman.
And was it Jon Favreau ended up having his scenes cut from one of
them? From Batman Forever, I believe.
Yeah, he had some scenes in it that they got cut.
He was in the police force or something that were all cut out.
Something like that. I watched, just quickly, a cool documentary, Lego, a brickumentary. Yesterday. It's narrated, and he's a little Lego dude in it, is Jason Bateman.
Oh, really?
And it was a fantastic, it followed, the creation of Lego. Old mates, I can never pronounce his name. He's
It's not Jorge.
No, from Billund in Denmark, the guy who created Lego. His factory burnt down 3 times. 3 times. You'd think he would have given up more the fuck away, wouldn't you? After 3 times his factory burned to the ground, and he rebuilt. And each time it got bigger and bigger. But anyway, Jason Bateman is your narrator, and he's a little minifig throughout. But it followed on AFOL, so adult fan of Lego, and it followed the different shows, how these certain people became designers. It also focused on, I can't think of his name, Nathan Soroya. Who Jim Lee talks about on a DC All Access video. Okay. No, sorry, thing with Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's video that he's doing, the fan.
Oh yeah.
The fan thing. He's the guy who built the life-size Batmobile out of Lego, Nathan Soroya.
But don't they cheat? They super glue all that.
He does with his artworks. Yeah, you just see because it shows him getting ready for an art exhibition and building stuff, and he is gluing the. And I mean, you would too. You wouldn't want to turn around and some fucking kids in there pulling apart your masterpiece, And it showed them building. This is the largest scale model, Lego scale model ever produced. Was a TIE fighter that they launched, I should say, unveiled in Times Square in New York.
Oh, cool.
And it was phenomenal to see and they do cheat because there is metal, because they have to build it that big. This thing is, there were so many millions of bricks in this thing. It was freaking awesome to see this TIE fighter built, and because they put the sides around it, like these banners to look like a box, and then they lifted it up like someone was lifting the box up, and here out it came.
That's cool.
Oh, it was freaking awesome. So Lego, a brickumentary. I'm pretty sure it's available through JB Hi-Fi and all that.
But did you see what came out last week? Is that they're in Lego form, but they're this big, the 4 squares, where you can actually make cubicles in your office.
Yes,
and
I did.
Make offices and stuff.
My wife will attest to this. I picked it apart because at the top they didn't have those nice smooth ones that you put on at the top.
No, because you can actually see the caps on the top.
And I thought that's going to suck. There'll be dust and crap get up there, spider webs and all that. It's where's the flat caps to put on, the little tiles?
It should go all the way to the ceiling.
But I did sit there and to my wife and I went, we need to get some of them. If we ever build a house, I want some of them.
On the inside or the outside?
Who we got there? There's a few people. Hey, Nick, he's joined in. Hello, Nick.
Hey, thanks for joining, man.
There's been a whole bunch of people. We were too busy talking, so I can't thank them all and say hi for joining. But anyway, we're nearly near the end of it. This has been Monday Night Live.
Yeah.
See?
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not at the moment. I need a drink. It's 2 weeks in a row we've done this. If we hit 3rd week, we're on a roll, right? Next Monday, something will pop up and we'll be busy and we'll be able to do it. And everyone will be like, man, I knew they wouldn't do 3 in a row.
See, it's like exercise. You need to consistently do it, and then it becomes a regular thing.
Yes.
Well,
That's what we're aiming for. We might lose weight doing Monday Night Live for Geek. We're not going to lose weight.
Don't count on it.
Yeah, no. I picked out on some ice cream before, dude. Jesus. Actually, quickly, speaking of ice cream, home ice cream. You got to try a Batman one the other day.
Australian, the Toowoomba home ice cream. Yeah, they've been making these Batman ice creams.
Available Australia-wide, actually.
Now.
Yeah.
But originally they'd been making them only for the DC stores.
The DC cafes in Singapore and Malaysia?
I believe so.
Thailand? Somewhere, no, Malaysia.
Exclusively just for those stores. Yeah. But last Monday they released...
You can now buy them over here in Australia. Get them through your home ice cream. The truck comes up with the annoying bell and everything else. Motherfucker never stops in my street. You can buy them online. Jeez, they didn't look 100% like Batman.
Okay, you've got the Batman hair. It's kind of a...
Yeah.
Right? But holy shit, they taste good. Yeah. Like really, really creamy.
Yeah, I'm a bit pissed off. All I get was a photo. Jim's going, look what I'm eating. I'm like, where's my mother?
Well, I'm trying to convince a comic shop in Toowoomba to get a freezer so that they will sell them in the shop.
It'd be no good. I'd sit there and eat the fuckers all myself. And then I'd be like, you know. If you have any questions or things you want us to talk about next week, make sure you pop them in the comments section here. Let us know if you've enjoyed the show.
Is it looking a little better than it was last week?
We got the logos all the way around.
And look, so's the on-air sign.
Yeah.
It's the right way.
And June's has got his pants on backwards. Don't show him. Don't show him.
Oh.
Anyway, thanks for joining in. Make sure you stay geeky. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time tuning in. And make sure you put things in the comments. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Give a thumbs up if there's something cool and geeky coming up that you want to share. Let us know and we'll share it around for you. Jason Gibbs needs more Spidey. We'll see what we can do, Gibbo. Miles Morales news? What? We could. We'll try and come up with some news. Yeah. Maybe Miles Morales. I don't know, maybe he's not going to be in the main movies or anything like that. No. He's a B character. See, Jason, we're on such a roll to end, and now you've like... Good on you, Gibbo. Anyway, stay geeky, and we'll see you next Monday night. Bye.